Hadi, Denise, Sakaze, Skyze. I think why he did it, it has it. One is direct. The Jane, Talibanese, the TV at Worcester Dusa. Iti, Tabi Otni chair. Our east it has it at me, Jane out of Paddy means it. Anga, seen was direct. The January 8th was on Denise the 40s. They are souvenir of say, that's your chat na head up there. Which are of seen of how at me. DJ Quay scan of this way, it on say. Heavy or shortly, Aussie. It way, hopefully at me. I, the January 8th was on. The town, policeman of Bastille of me, the big whip thing. It didn't know I did $230 fine. I out. I quite what I these things. It with town Oakley. You're a stone of teeth. But nature of head, the audio, the oxy, it's on us away over there. The guy Jane Van Octones and Tottenham or Lea away this. He fined $230 fine. It kind of had it there anyway. About an 8 days. Then he guy Alberta, Manitoba, Octones and let's do it, I know I'll find. Happy Tottenham, no, so a car's name. The deity tasni heavy wa and it has it. Tawano nuzit, Jane of had it as it, how they do it. Then he was back school and Lee, St. Vancouver, Kelowna, Octones and so Sani 80, yeah. Elas the Yahadools for now the need and Kanotis and Chutney. Osana the was deadly. Thailand's back 60 Sani answer was oldest Jane but says as per so of a Zuhni Jay. That's it in the days, Osana, Voyages only. Happy, the Wownies. Heidi Jane, Christmas is ours, the entire the easy on, not like these, on that's the Zeus dealer. Hotsana, which that's an easy, I'd wait, I see a 0 on here with me. The date of Hotsana, maybe it has Wownies Jew. No, die is he, no, this me. Jane zoek neer de lucht, zei hij. Zoek naar nieuw vlieg aan, zei hij. After me, zei zoek naar nieuw vlieg. Het neemt ik gestolen, zei was er nou, hoe dit zit daar. Die Jane Kai qua office. December 11th, Friday. Zelf Jane, we deed je de derde. Die Jane of Beat aan die any on say out of our is it so hardy. He did the oxen out town he deems it. He appeared on here, we know what he deems and no I looked at the notice. I also can tell he discussed Friday no pie release. The telephone number itself, I just because that he not paid on the home and not be added to have his death. Jane out happy reserve Wownies true. Our Nathan yacht out the day of the high beings. Any so yeah, that's at least say. They don't say when this out there which chats at me. The Jane so what kind of so no always sign. January 8th was on the Sydney. 8 ounce for winners, McNeil Doodles, PJ on there, so we. And said, Alec, say you the checkpoint, and said, reserve of A for me. Monday, our past Saturday. And said, Tieni, cars, I need bad. Robert Yeated. What's in Babin Road, sits his hard time. I ordered out here. I say, we dated the dead. In Hotsana, not me, I at gas station was up, cars up, about his dead. That's the Alec, sits his hand up was. So we would say, I'm not the Jane, I we dated the dead. I think. Then he kind of knew was all Derbysh Abed for Alex, what are they? Inland Nation after North Park, so for a duke me. He sent Monday out, I would eat it the dead. The kind of Syria with a so nothing as I will got there. What's an no so what has means. The Otsana, the Jane, did the was there for has means, that's me. Alec, do I work an app as it's always the here, it's always the here, what's in and upset me. You raise up maybe use it, but what he did youth short. The way I Noel and anywhere youth short, not seen that the Noel and Willie was there. That's why at the end of Johnny and I, and seen that the yacht. No, so you. So, that's the age all of it. So, there is it on it. Debbie Wawney's true. Then you got it, one is Jane at each tiny. I this name and the numbers no high. The COVID that meaning, Debbie, the needs industry. Now, the old start trendy. Oh, yeah, I go far. Trendy, you know, certainly. I got a pan of Tadides out of arms. I witnessed it here. Maybe, the test. Then he kind of secondly, and secondly just mean. No, talk, no, says. Big guy. So, I'm saying an airplane, and it's hard for me, you know, this thing. You got a phone, because I know what was here. I have this out of there. That's the idea of the Sana. The knee, no, exactly how he says knee. Probably about a shortly, that's inside. No, years ago inside. Scott all day, no honesty. I can't know about his daily. What's not, I need all the time. The knee was happy on the last for in inside. She saw it says, need love it up say. As these is laughing at Elas these up say, you're a Carlos of me, you're a TV has. Yeah, Elas need it out of say. The Jane Gate, as these yachts or time. Also now, it on a pass at me. It guy quite a giddy short. I second this, I short. How do you? Yeah, the last meet lad this. So say where is you see? How the new handling of its erected and test hard. Who's it here? The quas guy out of Sadils, and I will also know it. No, not there is like that. No, yes, I was Chelsea. No, yes, I heal class. Yeah, the last piece of the 8 of 7, and none talk teaching. Certainly, I know always this near, I wasn't at any Jane Didi and Lean, cloud in there. If I just mean, no, yes, I was Chelsea, because no, not flowers, like, was, no, yes, I was Chelsea. No, yes, I beach pass, thanks I know. How do you, so can I bedukni. Det gjorde jag med det kvar. Now we can eat anarchy. Hosna di kvar. Dit hosna di the desert. Det var också Skaku hosna di. Who's di high school it's up. Fasnala Pas avits en as ane nog steeds nog zo op een job. Op bezoek of nog niet nog weer. Ze had ze naar ze en een opstaan. Nog zo gaan zien. Ik wou je ook cheeren. Jane, dat is niet, dat is bezig. A number, how you would say that? 811. Look that. Habel line. How you got the did out. Sana pest no ades. Then you want to pay it Operation Center, emergency, Lake Baby. Anyway, asked me. He did the youth short. Audi of a dukni. He did up chair. It Audi, I. No, nay, he knew it any. No, high day. As you are farmers and yeah, it's a high day. You do, yeah, you can know as late last things and the wellness team itself, the counseling with what he is, not seen that the. So what also be, what's in so a lot, players, some data. If you know that, in the days of the I said the desert would say, Diedings and Mass, Litlas, Ino Lake and Litlas, Ochtings and Litlas, no Naked and Litlas, so no Friday at me. So we all seen at me. He loves him on Friday, okay, and the food out. Rabbi Wawni's Jew. As all, Dai, Hotsana, Abedani of a gift. Mercedes or Didi, Hotsana by Eos, Bonsai Kai, and the innocent. How you have his doing as good see, he did a heavy Wawni's Jew. So we love, Claire Doctor. You are phone for with Anne. Den du dig, og se dig op til. Happy, i Jane, when I saw Jera, well, when they would chat at me, I, Jane, was hates at them. Who's this day? Jane Christmas. The needs panic, the needs the on, self to nays the say. They are nays at that. I on, it on, well, I know I already did that. It did help me. I spent nervous. The family enjoyed that. Spent nervous. So made up say. What's another? So over there. The Jane, say what the destiny would say. Fine, this me. He outseen me outseen. Happy, found misery. Any works in the guy, see why Tawny is there. You're any sensuality like the yeast. Of a zop, the tap be in the English child. Off tones and how you mean where he did that. And the so I found stone of it and so be of some. Deep of late and elks. Outseen. Upon our name, the town is in your town of these, no zep, no nerve. So, no, I just only. So, no, nez. Who's this day? Blani, Hale, and that day. Who's this day? Blani, so how? A be out I only on say. Yahilas at least say. I found this. No, so highs and daisies will answer me. Being said, Taiwan anyway, sort of. Abakanukta, Abaten Aisla, Abastukslutchen, and he Abaten Hosna Ideli, Fans, and no not pay at me. Who's this year? It's a town and it's a go. I need to go. Wherever will be, I not need. No, yes, I will, I just only. I'm not, I not sit me. The guy, not only your chair, what's an nazi? Aye. The knee, Nuski Saniche, how you know, Sanga, what's a Abadeli, what's an hour, Hosa. Tepi, the knee, what's an hour, he did it, what's an hour with the Hezi. That, I go deep, no, near what I need. Needing it, what's an hour. Since Sunday sky, all things in Osana, it's a old dirty for guys means. The fetching said, so hello. Slayers at that, Jane, shop is dirty. I did Jane New Year's, January 8th at New S. Pan, it's all in there. So when the old chair. Out a lay, I'd wind and easiest, yeah, this time. Who's this here? What's another? The eye, bonus, who this is me, no chayu, no as car, a bit yukte. Out asli is isla. Isla, as in on there. Yeah, let's be so. No later, never pass. Deal with you. So, I need. Not so as far as needs. Messiah troll. So as he said, kept the one side, Neodines and one side, the Jane, and had need sextas. So as Dead Sea. So, so that it's all that, how do you do, because it would, Messiah troll. I'd like to really thank you for listening. It's very crucial that this announcement be made today and for the closing of the offices. And I'll let Deputy Chief explain this in the English language to the students that aren't fully knowledgeable of our language. And it certainly is at this time very overwhelming to make an announcement of this nature, especially the time of season. So until then, please take care, be well, and take care of each other, and let's be safe. Wash your hands, wear your mask. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chief Alec. It's very important to portray calmness within the examination. I want to welcome everybody to this Facebook Live announcement that's going to be made here. Chief Alec just mentioned it in Carrier. I'm going to be going through the announcement in English as well, so I just want to say condolences to those who have lost loved ones in 2020 years, especially when this pandemic has been going on. Lake Bambi Nation sends their condolences. I, as Deputy Chief, especially the Chief himself, send their condolences to all families who have lost loved ones this year. Obviously, everybody knows that the Provincial Health Officer yesterday or Monday did her talk. Dr. Bonnie Henrys has made it official that protocols and restrictions that were put upon us that was revisited on December 7th has been extended to January 8th. In this statement, gatherings of any size are not allowed, including family gatherings, other than those living in the same house. That's what was mentioned in the statement that was put out by the Provincial Health Officer. And in the event that more bigger gatherings or gatherings that do happen or when Gordy talked about people wearing masks, these masks are mandatory now when you're entering into public places, especially the office here. But the schools, the stores, everywhere you go in a public setting, these are mandatory. And if these aren't worn, they may ask you to leave, or if that doesn't work, fines will be imposed on that person that does not wear these masks in public. Fines of up to $230 will be given to those who are not following restrictions and wearing the mask in public setting. When we don't listen to these enforcement officers, we try not to become belligerent or abusive to those who are trying to enforce these rules here. Any gatherings, there are big fines that are imposed as well. Fines of $230 for not wearing this will be imposed, and Lake Babbie Nation will not assist in paying fines for any members that receive a fine. There will be no exceptions. We get a lot of travelers, especially at this time. Christmas is upon us. We get travelers from larger cities, the region, and out of province. Some of them that are unable to come back due to provincial health officers' orders. Students who live in larger cities, other regions, and out of province, who normally live within the communities of Waianae, Tatchak, and Fort Babbie, need to stay within their own household or bubble. There is a 14-day leeway where you have to stay at home in isolation and make sure that to watch out for your symptoms and all that. I want to announce this to the nation members that as of Friday, December 11th, 2020, the office here at Lake Babbie Nation, as well as all of the other offices, will be closed due to exposures within our community here in Waianae. Essential services will continue, and most Lake Babbie Nation staff will be working from home. Emergency contact information will be sent out by Friday to ensure that people have numbers, people have contacts on whom you can contact in the event of emergencies. Those numbers will be sent out on Friday before the office is closed. Normally we have office closure next Friday, but because of what's going on, the council and the EOC and the directors decided that this Friday will be good for us to close the offices. Here in Waianae, Fort Babbie and Tatchak, the checkpoints will go up again. But they'll be done a little bit differently. For instance, here in Waianae, the road going on to Babbie Road, just down below us here, that will be closed for the duration of the winter season, which was approved by the RCMP, Ambulance Services, and Village of Burns Lake. Those that are doing the services for us, such as garbage collecting, the snow plows and all that, will be given pass through and all that. But other than that, because of what's going on, that road will be shut down. Checkpoints will be put up where we had it back in March, especially with our other communities, Tatchak and Fort Babbie. I just wanted to mention that to the nation members as well. If there's any need for counseling for any reason, for instance, finding out that you have the COVID-19 and all that, having a close family member confirmed for COVID-19, losing a loved one or your job, which please reach out to the services provided. And again, those numbers will be sent out Friday to ensure that people have numbers to phone in the event of, and we're not going to take any of this lightly. Make sure to check on loved ones, especially elders that live alone, safely by using your phone, cell, or social media. Please have a plan of action in place before all of this starts going on, especially when the office gets shut down. Have a plan of communication with all the members who might not be able to have equipped with cell phones, computers, or what have you, and make sure that they have the knowledge to do so to keep the communication happening. Individuals who become exposed to anyone who confirmed or to have the virus need to isolate as soon as possible and to remain isolated with no contact with anyone until instructed by health officials. This will help minimize the spread of COVID-19 and possibly save the lives of our members, especially the most vulnerable like our elders. Those are the ones that we have to really take care of. But in saying that, COVID-19 doesn't care what age you are, doesn't care if young or old, First Nations, it doesn't care. It'll take anybody that it wants to, and that's why we're putting these measures in place. Members need to be honest with their symptoms, whether your staff, your leadership, or citizens of the Lake Bavy Nation communities. This is for the protection of our membership, especially our elders, who are very important right now. Don't dismiss any symptoms at all. Runny nose, body aches, chills, even though your symptoms may be mild and you think that it's a cold or a mild flu, you're required to self-isolate or call the 811 number or your doctor and to get tested as soon as possible when all of these are starting to happen. We don't want anybody to come down with any of this, especially COVID. It's a very deadly disease, and we want people to stay healthy and stay safe during this Christmas break and closure of the office. The Emergency Operations Center will assist individuals who have been exposed to a confirmed case or have been confirmed to have the virus by way of PPE food boxes, cleaning supplies, counseling services. Those will be provided from the LBN Lake Bavy Nation Wellness Team. We hope that members will put their trust in us to help them through this difficult time, because that's what we want to do. We want to keep being healthy. We want to keep uplifting our membership to make sure that we get through this pandemic together. We're in this together. We're going to try and get out together. Care packages containing different types of masks for adults, children, including medical grade face shields, sanitizers, wipes, laundry detergent, bleach, and bars of soap will be sent out to every household to all 3 communities, Kachet, Fort Bavin, and here in Waiani as well. We encourage you to use these packages, and after this point, members will need to supply their own because the office obviously will be shut down. Be supportive to each other, especially when you find out that somebody has exposures to this virus or the COVID-19 itself. This type of thing can be very traumatic to the person, or it can be a very emotional experience for those affected by COVID. This includes your loved ones who may be severely sick and quite possibly lead to bigger tragedies. The chief talked about what goes to meaning respect. We have to respect what's in front of us. We have to respect the situation and respect on how we're going to get out of the situation as well. We always have to wear these masks. We always have to social distance ourselves. We sanitize our hands and do not touch our face in public is what we're recommending. When you return home, change your clothes as soon as possible. If you've been out in the communities or out in public, that's what we encourage as well. At this time, when the winter months is upon us, the winter season, they say that this COVID likes this kind of weather. And we have to try our very best to make sure that everybody stays safe, stays healthy. Try and uplift each other this Christmas. There's a lot of people that are hurting now. There's a lot of people hurting yesterday, and there's going to be a lot of people hurting tomorrow. And I know people are at that point where they're tired of this. I'm very tired of it, but we to keep it going. We got to keep up the social distancing, to start uplifting people through your cell phones, social media, any way to get that word out to uplift people's hearts. And that's what our intentions are. That's what we want to see. This Christmas is going to be very hard for everybody, but I know everybody's got cell phones. I know everybody's got computers. That's how we can communicate with each other. We have to sacrifice just that little bit in order for us to get back to normal in the future. That's what we want, and that's what we want to encourage everybody. I thank the chief for giving this message in our own very language. I was doing it in English as well. We have our executive director, Monty Palmantier, here, who's going to speak about the school situation and what's going to happen. I do appreciate everybody listening to this Facebook Live post, and I want to encourage uplifting of the hearts. Quit breaking people down because of COVID, because they're in a place where they're not comfortable. Stuff like that we have to knock out. We'll get through this together in a positive manner, as best as we can. Showing that last night what happened, I'm going to encourage that. And then we need to put smiles back on people's faces. We need to uplift our hearts. And I thank you, each and every one of you, for listening to this Facebook Live post. And God bless each and every one of you. Let's make the best of this Christmas as best as we can, and hope everybody stays safe. Thank you very much.
Okay, building on what Chief Alec and Deputy Chief MacDonald have already mentioned, with the increased exposures to COVID-19, as well as increasing confirmed cases of COVID-19 in our region and in the north, we are looking at, but the decision has been made to close Lake Babine Nation schools as of the end of the day on Friday. So along with the soft closure of the Lake Babine admin programs and services as of 4:30 on Friday, our schools will close as well. This is 1 week earlier than the regularly scheduled Christmas break. And so Lake Babine schools and education programs, including Fort Babine Elementary, Morris Williams Elementary, Wyoming Secondary, Ted Williams Memorial Learning Center, Wyoming Daycare, and our Aboriginal Service Innovations, the early years programming that is happening here in Wyoming, in Tacha, and Fort Babine. All of these will, final day for that is going to be on Friday at the end of the day. Having our schools closed will ensure that we will have the opportunity and the time to do thorough cleaning of all of our education facilities. And providing that there are no new developments or new directives coming down from the provincial health officer, we expect that all of our education programs and services, as well as administration, will be up and running again come Monday, January 4th, 2021. And so on behalf of Lake Babine Nation administration, all of the employees in our programs and services, we wish you all a safe holiday season. Awitsa, Zundela Hunzu.